Doug Stewart, thank you for joining me. Yes, I really appreciate it. And hope you're good, hope you're well. Hope you continue to tell people about the show. Haven't done one in a couple of weeks, really like a week and a half. The reason is because I didn't think that there was anything out there that sports newsworthy wise. You've got obviously the NBA going on, teams making a push for the playoffs. You had the combine, it happened a couple of days ago in Indianapolis, but really nothing big and story related where Aaron Hernandez killed a man or somebody was fighting dogs or whatever. Nothing like that. So I said what I do is I talk about something that people have been talking about, but it's really kind of like a side topic. In this industry, when there's a slow period, a lot of times you make up stories, you make up conversation and top 5 list and list of different greatest players and this sport or that sport or position-wise, something that we do in this industry. So a couple of weeks ago, LeBron James was asked who would he put on his NBA Mount Rushmore, okay? Now, I don't even know where the question came from or why the question came about in the interview or even who asked him the question, but it really sparked a lot of debate for a couple of days, maybe even a week, about who would you put in your Mount Rushmore. Okay, so now, Mount Rushmore has 4 faces, all right, of the 4 presidents. So NBA-wise, LeBron gave his 4 players that he would put on his Mount Rushmore if another Mount Rushmore was erected. So people started questioning his picks. He picked Oscar Robertson. He picked Michael Jordan. He picked Magic Johnson. And he also picked Larry Bird. Now, I think I will agree with LeBron on this. And I'm going to give you my list. And now, remember, this is my list. All right? Just remember, this is my list. Okay? It's not personal. It's not a shot at any other NBA player that you may fancy. Whatever. This is my list, and if you don't like it, you can lump it. I think that's what they used to say on Happy Days back in the day. If you don't like it, you can lump it. Or how about this one? Up your nose with a rubber hose, as they used to say on Welcome Back, Carter. All right? This is my list. Don't take it personal. I'd like to have some conversation about it, though. If you disagree, if you agree, we can talk about it. Email your boy, Doug@thedougstewartshow.com. All right. Some obvious ones are the ones that LeBron put on his list. Michael Jeffrey Jordan. I really don't even need to go into that conversation. I think most people agree that he's the greatest player of all time with all the accolades and what he's done, his ability, his skills, the All-NBA teams, the MVP rings. I mean, Michael Jeffrey Jordan, the best basketball player I've seen in my entire life. Now, a very close second, and I used to tell people this all the time, I would almost put Magic Johnson at 1A because he was such a floor general. The way that he really controlled the floor, all right? The way that he made everybody around him so much better. Skill-wise, really changed the game, a 6'9" point guard. You'd really never seen that before, and subsequently, everybody that was tall that played point guard was always compared to Magic Johnson. No one never really even fit the bill. You got the Sean Livingston kid. I remember when he came out of high school. He plays for the Brooklyn Nets right now. There was this question about Magic Johnson. I remember Walt Williams, the Wizard, out of Maryland. Big point guard. But that never really happened. Okay, so Magic really is in a class by himself as a big point guard that could do it all. His passing ability. Magic Johnson makes the top 5 NBA players of all time, in my opinion. And number 3. Now, I know I'm going to get some dispute about this because there's some other guys you probably could put into his place if you wanted to, but I disagree. The number 3, player on my NBA top 5 players of all time is Kobe Bean Bryant. He is, and the reason I say that is Kobe, skill-wise, is the closest guy we've seen to Michael Jordan. He's not as good as Jordan. He's not that far away. But I would still take Michael Jordan before I would take Kobe Bryant. You know what he's done. The rings, the 81-point game, skill level out of this world. Just a fantastic player. You may not like the guy. You may not like his personality. You might think he's an a-hole. But Kobe Bean Bryant is the closest thing to Michael Jordan that we've seen. And just like I talked about Magic and how everybody thought, this guy, that guy was going to be the next Magic Johnson. Same thing with Michael Jordan. Grant Hill is about to be the next Michael Jordan. Not really. Harold Miner, Baby Jordan. They even gave him the nickname Baby Jordan when he came out of college, out of the University of Southern California. He's going to be the next Michael Jordan. No, not really. They're starting to do that with LeBron right now. But Kobe, you can really see it. It's tangible that his skill level and the things that he's done and his career in the NBA, is just unmatched by anybody else as far as that comparison to Michael Jordan. All right. Now, here's where we start getting to where people would debate you. And there's several names that you can put into this list. Some people would argue my next person might be the best player of all time. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, another Laker. And listen, I promise you I'm not putting these Lakers on my list just because I'm a Laker fan. I promise you, this is my real thoughts on this. All right? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the all-time leading scorer in the NBA. Okay? Still standing till this day. Michael Jordan doesn't have the all-time leading scorer record. Karl Malone came close. He's second all-time, but he doesn't. The man had a shot that no one could ever defend. The man had a sky hook. He brought something to the game that's legendary, and that's going to stand the test of time. The man was 7'4". The man was one of the greatest college basketball players of all time. The man helped anchor those great Laker teams back in the 80s, okay? So I'm putting Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on my team, all right? And the last guy I'm going to put onto my list, and it's not, Bill Russell, it's not Larry Bird or anybody like that, or LeBron James. My guy is somebody I think that you really can make an argument is the best player of all time. Realistically. I mean seriously. And that's Wilt the Stilt Chamberlain. Now a lot of people, and it's because of the era that he played in. I think there were a lot less athletic players, a lot less dominating players that they are today. I understand that. But here's a guy who I think his game would transfer easily to today's game. At 7'1", fantastic athlete. Let me tell you some of the things that you may not have known about Wilt the Stilt Chamberlain. You know about the 100-point game. Everybody talks about that in Hershey, Pennsylvania. The man averaged 38 points as a rookie. His first year in the league, straight out of college, he averaged 38 points per game. Are you kidding me? That's ridiculous. How about this? He averaged 50 points a season 1 year. He averaged 50 points a game in an entire season. You couldn't stop him. Okay? How do you average 50 points a game? That's crazy to me. How about this one? He's the only center in the NBA to lead the league in assists. Yeah, a center led the league in assists. What happened was, everybody says, well, Will, you're just dominant. You're just this big guy that nobody can stop. All you can do is score. So he took it upon himself to lead the league in assists. That's incredible. 22.9 rebounds per game is what he averaged for his career. All right? And when you look at guys like Shaquille O'Neal, great player, fantastic player, who really didn't put a precedent on rebounding and blocking as a center, and you see that Wilt Chamberlain averaged 22 rebounds for a game for his career is absolutely incredible. And here's the most incredible thing, I think, out of all of them. The man never fouled out of a game. What? He never fouled out of a game at 7'1", playing center. Now, the game was much different then. You had a bunch more jump shooters. You didn't have guys going to the basket. But still, the fact that a center never fouled out of a game is incredible. And how about some side things about Wilt Chamberlain you may not have known? He was a fantastic athlete, a fantastic track athlete, as a matter of fact. He played for the Globetrotters. And oh yeah, when you sprinkle in that little statistic about how many ladies that he had acquaintances with, yeah, Wilt Chamberlain goes to my top 5 NBA players of all time. So let me run down the list one more time. Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Kobe Bean Bryant, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and Wilt Chamberlain. I promise you, I didn't purposely put 4 Lakers on my list. I want to hear your top 5. Shoot me your top 5 list of NBA players of all time to Doug at thedougstewartshow.com. Email your boy, Doug at thedougstewartshow.com. And also tell people about the show. Like it, retweet it, share it, do all of that thing, those things. And the big thing is to subscribe to the show. And you can do that by hitting that little subscribe button right down there. All right? Who's your top 5 NBA players of all time? I'll tell you who mine are. It's the Doug Stewart Show.